or information about something. And we're going to be researching an animal together. So one animal that I'd like to just think about today is an owl. Owls are pretty awesome because they kind of live all over the world. And what I'd like to do today is kind of show you an interesting place where you can do research. Now there's a couple things we're going to look at today, but the first one I'd like you to look at is Pebble Go. And Pebble Go is through the library. So if you click on it on our page here, it should take you to the library page. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay. So that looks like this. So when you open that, it'll say Pebble Go right at the top. You'll see the word go there. Click on it. And Pebble Go is this awesome group of, there's all kinds of science information in it. But we're going to be looking specifically at animals. So click on animals. Okay. And yeah, it will tell you exactly what animals there are. But we're going to go to birds. Okay. And birds of prey, because owls are birds of prey. And then we're going to owls. And the cool thing is that when you get here, you can kind of go through and look at what does their body look like? What is their habitat? That's where they live. What do they eat? What is their life cycle? Meaning, how many babies do they have? How long do babies stay with them? And then it also ends with some fun facts. If you want to read more about owls, you can kind of click on this. And the cool part about this is if you're a really good reader and you want to read it on your own, you can, or you can click the microphone or the little birds with round heads, and it will read it to you. Okay, so again, when I start at the home page, I'm going to go to animals. Birds of prey. Okay, so kind of a few steps, but if you need to kind of go back and watch me do it, you can do it that way. And the main thing I want you to think about is what do you know about owls? So when you do research, you should be finding out information that you didn't know before. That's the whole point of research. If we're just learning about things that we already knew, then it's not really research. We're not really gaining any knowledge. So the idea is to gain knowledge. So what I'd like you to do is think about one thing you learned about owls that you did not know before. Okay? So we're just going to kind of practice our research skills, because as a class, we're going to research one animal and we're going to write a big, huge, awesome thing about it, including pictures and where they live and what they look like and all kinds of what they eat, what their babies look like, all kinds of information about owls. Well, actually, we're not going to do owls. We're going to try and vote as a class about what we should research. Okay? So just today, go to Pebble Go, dig around. I'd like you to find some information about owls. Okay? When you're ready, we're going to come back together on Monday, and I want to know what's something that you learned about owls. Or I might even ask you Friday morning, tomorrow morning at our morning meeting. Okay? The other place you can go is if you go to the pile of books in our room here, those will take you to Epic Books. Okay, and remember, when you go to Epic, let me drag it over here so that we can kind of look at it together. When you go to Epic, I'm going to go in as a student here. When we go to Epic, I'm going to log out so that you guys can see what it looks like from your end. But when we go to Epic Books, anytime I have an assignment for you or a collection of books that I created that I'd like you to look through, if you think about it, you're always going to go to, I'm going to use Austin. You're going to go to, look at that, Miss Wybeck assigned you a collection. Okay, so you can either click here, or if you want to look in your mailbox, that's also where I have assigned books. Okay, same place. So I assigned all these books in this collection, so you can go through and listen. This is an auditory book that kind of tells you facts about owls, but there's all kinds of read to me books in here. There's also a book that you can read about owls and owlets. Owlets are baby owls, maybe you didn't know that. And there is also 2 videos about it, okay? So if you'd like to, at the very end of your day today, you can practice drawing a barn owl. And there's a great video here about owls too. So think of one thing that you learned about owls after doing a little research today. And I'm going to set a timer, a clock up in the room, and I'm going to say it should take you about 30 minutes. So you can dig around in the videos, you can dig around in the books, you can go to Pebble Go, but it should take you about 30 minutes. And I also want you to find a piece of paper and write down what is that one thing, maybe two, maybe three. Maybe there's a couple things you learned today you want to share, but make sure you write them down so that you can share them with us tomorrow morning at our morning meeting, okay? So this is our first little go at trying to research an animal, and we're just going to see if you can navigate around a little bit, and then next week we're going to choose an animal to research together, okay? So have fun with this, and I can't wait to hear what you learned from your research when we meet together tomorrow morning.